If you are visiting Acadia National Park, it's highly likely that you will need a reservation to drive to the summit of Cadillac Mountain. It's one of the coolest places in the park. And so today I want to talk you through the ins and outs of this reservation and show you how to get one. My name is Ash. I'm a former park ranger and the founder of Dirt in My Shoes. And today let's talk all about the Cadillac Summit Road Reservation that is needed in Acadia National Park. The Cadillac Summit Road takes you to the top of Cadillac Mountain, which is 1,530 feet above sea level. It's the highest point in Acadia. It's very famous for its gorgeous sunrise views and just all around 360-degree views. And so it is somewhere that if you've never been to Acadia and you're going for the first time, you definitely don't want to miss this spot. Now, because Cadillac Mountain is so popular, they have actually started requiring reservations to drive to the top of this road. This is really a good thing because it was so terrible trying to get parking up there before this reservation process was in place. So it does make it nicer, it makes it easier to actually get up in there and get parking and see the views. But you will have to go through an extra step to get this reservation so that you're able to get past the rangers at the bottom of the mountain and drive up to the top. A couple things of note that you want to know about the Cadillac Summit Road is that it does not allow vehicles over 21 feet. It's a narrow and winding road. No bus service goes up here, so you can't catch the Island Explorer bus, which gets you to a lot of the different parts of Acadia, but it doesn't get you to the top of Cadillac Mountain. So you will need to drive your own vehicle and get one of these reservations. These reservations also do not guarantee you a parking spot, and so you still will want to plan out the best time to get up to Cadillac Mountain so that you're not having to continue to circle a parking lot or park down further and walk up. The timing still does matter for this, but I can walk you through that with an Acadia itinerary, and I will link that in the description below so that you can look at that if you're wanting a little bit more help with the timing and when to actually get your Cadillac Mountain reservation. Let's take a look real quick. I want to show you where Cadillac Mountain is. So I'm on the Acadia National Park website, which I will also link this in the video description. So this is the Park Loop Road. We've got Bar Harbor up in here. We've got Jordan Pond down in here. And so this is the Cadillac Mountain Summit Road that comes off of the Park Loop Road. And this little intersection here is where they are checking for these reservations. If you have a reservation, then you can drive this road up to the top. And I mentioned the timing still does matter because the main parking lot up here will fill. And if it does, then you're going to have to park down lower and walk up. It's not a huge deal, but it's still really nice just to know that you can get good parking, that you can have no problems like circling the parking lot or waiting for someone to leave if you plan for the right time to come up here. So it's just this section of the park that we were talking about, this road that takes you to the top of Cadillac Mountain. When you come to this website, you will also see the specifics for the season, for the year that you're trying to get these. Acadia has been running these reservations for several years now, and they've really dialed it into a good system. And so it should stay pretty much the same as what I'm describing in this video. But you'll want to check, see which dates you're going to need them, see how far in advance you need to get them. Just double check here on this website so that you know exactly what you need to know. The other thing you'll want to note is the times do change, start times and end times, depending on the time of year and how much daylight there is. And so if you're wanting to go up to Cadillac Mountain for the sunrise, you'll see the start times change a little bit there. And if you're going up during the day, then you can go as early as this time during the day and you can get it for as late as this time. So definitely check out the Acadia website, the official site. It will have the most up-to-date information. But in general, you'll need one of these Cadillac Summit Road reservations from about the middle to the end of May through October. And so if you're visiting during the main season in Acadia, this reservation process will likely be in place. Now, you don't need to get one of these reservations if you don't plan on driving to the summit of Cadillac Mountain. So you can walk, you can bike, you can hike, you can take a taxi. So there are a few options. If you do any of those things, then you won't need one of these reservations. But if you plan on driving your own personal vehicle up here, then you do. So now that you've determined whether you need one or not, let's talk about how to actually get one of these reservations. Basically, what you're going to do is hopefully you'll know your travel dates well in advance, and you can get online. They usually release them 90 days in advance. So you can get online on Recreation.gov and try to get one 90 days in advance. That's going to be your best bet for getting exactly what you want. If you don't plan ahead and you don't know that you're going, maybe it's a last minute trip or something, then they will also release more 2 days in advance. So you can get some last minute reservations. It's just a little bit harder to do it the 2 days in advance because a lot more people are trying to get them at that point. So if you can get on Recreation.gov and get them 90 days in advance, that's better, but you can also do it 2 days in advance. Everything goes live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on the day that you need to get your reservation. There are 2 different reservations you can get. One is for sunrise and one is for daytime. And I'll walk you through all of this when I show you the walkthrough on Recreation.gov here in a minute. But basically, if you're trying to go for sunrise, which is the most popular time to be in the park, you'll select a 90-minute window that you have to enter and show your pass to the park ranger. And that starts really early. You can enter anytime during those 90 minutes, and you can stay as long as you want. There's no exit time required. Because these sunrise reservations are so popular, you can only reserve one every 7 days. So you've got your one shot. You can get in there and hopefully get a really nice sunrise. If you decide to get a daytime reservation, those start after the sunrise and they go until the road closes at night. So typically around 10 p.m. or so, they'll just completely close down the road. But you can get a 30-minute time window to enter the park and show your QR code. And again, you don't have to leave at any specific time. You just need to enter during that 30-minute window. And for these ones, they're not as hard to get. They're not as coveted. And so you can get one of these reservations every day. If you want to go drive to the top of Cadillac Mountain every single day of your trip, you can. Now I actually want to walk you through the process. I will get one of these reservations in real time, and so I can show you what to do and how to navigate the Recreation.gov site.
Okay, so first you want to go to Recreation.gov. This is the website that the National Park Service uses to make reservations. And you'll need to make an account and sign in. I would do that before the day your reservations open up. Make your account, make sure everything's set up so that when you come on the day of, all you're doing is signing in. And then we're going to search for Acadia National Park. Okay, and you'll scroll down so you can make campground reservations on here as well. But what we want is the Cadillac Summit Road vehicle reservations. And when you get to this point, you'll see that you can either choose a daytime time or a sunrise time to reserve. So it really depends just what time of day you're hoping to go to the summit of Cadillac Mountain. The sunrise reservations are much harder to get than the daytime ones. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the sunrise ones. So we'll select our date, and you can see there's actually still some availability. People didn't snatch up everything yet. Today is this date is going to open up, and it hasn't opened up yet because it's not 10 a.m. Eastern quite yet, but it will be. When you come in, if you see all these NRs, you can hover over them and it will tell you when the release of that date will happen. So these ones that say A, that means that there is still availability for these dates. If you come in maybe not exactly 90 days in advance, or if you make a last minute plan, you may see some A's, and that means that there is availability for that date. Okay, it is 10 a.m. Eastern now, and so I'm going to click on this date that I want, You only need one ticket per vehicle. And then here is my entry window for the sunrise. So you need to go in during this time. It gets really crazy and busy. And so the earlier, the better, probably. And then I'm going to add that to my cart. So then you'll go through this, just take a look, make sure all the information is correct. Yes, I also know that I need a site pass. I'm not going to add it here. You can do this when you go through the entrance station. So I just wouldn't even bother with trying to add that. Read through all of this, make sure you've read through it, and then you can proceed to cart. Okay, that's the date I want. That's the time I want. Everything looks good. You can see there is a fee for this reservation. If you want to go on a different day or a different time, you want to get another reservation, you can click continue shopping. Your original reservation will stay in your cart. And I just need to start over with this process. Find the Cadillac Summit reservations. Let's go take a look at the daytime ones. Something else you'll want to note, for the sunrise reservation, you can only get one of these every 7 days. So because it's so competitive and so many people want to go out for sunrise, you can't just get multiples of this. You can get one every 7 days. For the daytime ones, you can get one per day. So if you wanted to go to the top of Cadillac Summit every day while you're in Acadia, you could do that with a daytime reservation. But not with the sunrise one because that's only once every 7 days. But let's take a look at what's available for daytime. There's a lot of availability still. Yeah, none of these days have been sold out at this point, but we'll do, let's say I want to go up during the daytime on the 3rd, the day before I go up for sunrise. Again, you only need one ticket. It's per vehicle. And then I'm going to choose my entrance window. And so you need to go in through the Cadillac Mountain entrance station where the rangers are checking these. You need to go through during the time that you reserve. So make sure you reserve a time that makes sense for you, that you'll be able to get there. So let's just choose a time. And you'll notice it goes pretty late. They close the road if they're not there checking for reservations. So you need one of these if you want to go to the top of Cadillac Mountain. But then we'll click reserve tickets and there we go. I have another one. Again, checking all this. Yes, don't add the side pass right now. And do make sure you read through all this. I read through it when I'm not in a hurry for this video, but let's proceed to cart. Okay, so I have 2 Cadillac Summit Road reservations, one for June 3rd, one for June 4th. Make sure everything looks okay, and then you'll proceed to payment. This is where you'll just finish it out. You'll put in your credit card information. When you submit your order, then you'll receive a receipt email, and you'll receive your actual ticket. And that ticket has a QR code. So make sure you either print that out or screenshot it on your phone. The internet doesn't work very good where they check for these. And so just make sure you have a good way to show that to the ranger. You'll want to show them the QR code with your ID so that it's under the name of the person who got the reservation. And that's it. That's how you get these Cadillac Summit Road reservations in Acadia National Park.
As you can see, the process isn't super hard. It's not as competitive as some other national parks, so that's really nice. Hopefully you'll be able to just get what you need. If you aren't able to get what you need in advance, if those 90-day reservations have already passed, then you'll need to get back on Recreation.gov 2 days in advance at 10 a.m. to try to snatch up one of the last-minute reservations that open up. You should be able to get it. As long as you follow the steps in this video, it shouldn't be a problem, and I hope that you're able to get what you need. For an hour-by-hour schedule, I will tell you when to go to Cadillac Mountain, what time to get those reservations for, as well as other really busy parts of the park. Head over to dirtandmyshoes.com and check out the Acadia Itinerary, where I show you exactly what I would do during my time in Acadia and really help you navigate this park well, avoid the crowds, get to the best spots. You'll really enjoy this itinerary. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe to the Dirt in My Shoes YouTube channel. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope that you're able to get exactly what you need to get to the top of Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park. Happy trails!